big enough to help. From the Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood Books. Adapted by Becky Friedman, based on the screenplay Daniel is Big Enough to Help Dad, written by Jennifer Hamburg, poses and layouts by Jason Fruchter. "Hi, neighbor," said Daniel Tiger. "Just wait until you see what my dad is doing. Follow me." In the backyard, Dad Tiger was building Daniel a playhouse. "It looks just like our house," said Daniel, giggling, "except it doesn't have a door." "I'm going to put the door on with my hammer," said Dad. "Can I use the hammer?" asked Daniel. "I'm sorry, Daniel," replied Dad. "A hammer is a grown-up tool." "I'm not big enough to help build my playhouse," said Daniel sadly. "Everyone is big enough to do something," said Dad. "And you are big enough to be my helper, Tiger, and hold the door in place while I hammer." "I can do that," said Daniel. Bang, bang, bang went the hammer as Daniel helped Dad. "All done," said Dad. "Now there's something else you're big enough to do. You can try out the door to make sure it works." "I can do that," said Daniel. Open and shut, open and shut, open and shut went the door. "Now it's time to paint the door," said Dad. "Am I big enough to help?" asked Daniel. "Yes," said Dad. "Can you help me pick the paint colors?" "I can do that," said Daniel, as he picked red, blue, and yellow paint. "I'll paint the top of the door, and you paint the bottom," said Dad. "Deal?" "Deal," answered Daniel. Swish, swish, swish went the paintbrushes as Daniel helped Dad. Daniel loved painting. He imagined he could paint with his hands and his feet. "Time to put on the doorbell," said Dad. "I have to use my screwdriver." "Can I use the screwdriver?" asked Daniel. "I'm sorry, Daniel," said Dad. "A screwdriver is a grown-up tool." "Does that mean I can't be your helper Tiger anymore?" asked Daniel. "Everyone is big enough to do something," explained Dad. "Can you help hand me my tools?" "Sure," said Daniel. First, Dad asked for a pencil. "Pencil," said Daniel, as he handed it to Dad. Then Dad asked for glue. "No glue," said Daniel. "Uh-oh," said Dad. "We need the glue to put the doorbell on the playhouse." "I'll find it," said Daniel. "I'm big enough to do that." Daniel looked in the kitchen for the glue, and he found his mom. She was using the glue. "Will you help me?" asked Mom Tiger. "I need to glue a handle on this cabinet." "Okay," said Daniel. "Whoops," said Mom. "I dropped the handle. Where did it go?" Daniel watched as the handle rolled and rolled and rolled until it stopped right under the cabinet. "Oh no," said Mom. "My hand is too big to reach it." "I'll get it," said Daniel. "My hand is just the right size." Daniel reached and reached and reached until... "Got it!" cried Daniel. "Thank you, my helper Tiger," said Mom. Daniel helped Mom and then brought out the glue to Dad. A little glue here and a twist of the screwdriver and all finished, said Dad. Thank you for helping me, my big helper, Tiger. And now I think you are big enough to play in your new playhouse. I can do that, said Daniel. He smiled proudly as he stepped inside. Ding dong, Dad roaring the doorbell. Come in, said Daniel. I can't, said Dad. I'm too big. But this playhouse is just the right size for you. I like being big enough to play inside my playhouse, said Daniel. Tiger, everyone is big enough to do something. What are you big enough to do? Ugga mugga.